Nice to meet you. Alright, this is Wiki Verma with the Petaluma 360 here at Quilted Angel with Barbara. Tell us right off the bat, when I first came into the store, I was first surprised how busy it was. I'm thinking it's a Sunday, it's the economy's still a little bit shaky.
Right.
But one thing I'm hearing is the economy might go up, the economy might go down, but the quilting business is stable.
Pretty stable. Yeah, it is stable.
What's the fascination?
It's a hobby. It's a therapy. You know, it's relaxing. It might not look like to make something like this is relaxing, but it's very relaxing. So people get into their work and they love the feel of the fabric and to put fabrics together and to match things or go real crazy like on this one and just use all kinds of things. I put rhinestones on this and, you know, I put family photos are on here. It's my mom's in the middle and my grandmother, and it's my dad's in World War II there.
Oh, wow.
And so it becomes a very creative art that's very therapeutic for a person. And if they give up everything else, they're not going to give up their quilting. It's just, I mean, and they come in and they say, I don't need to buy this fabric. I have stacks and stacks of fabric. But you see a new fabric, and we have collections. And men, I don't think men get it. I really don't. My husband doesn't get it. I had an online business for a while that was a website for fabric, and he finally gave up and just bought the store for me. So got the fabric out of the house and everything. So he doesn't get it either. He said the other day, and it's a terrible thing, but he goes, I hope I die first because I really don't want to deal with fabric. So I'm going, okay, whatever. You know I have too much. Everybody does. Every woman that comes in here, I shouldn't be buying this, but they buy it anyway. And it's just a fascination with color and texture, design. Being able to manipulate it and put it together, you know, every quilt you make is different.
What do you use a quilt for?
This is a wall hanging, so this is like in memory of my family. So this would, when it's finished and I have the borders on it, it will be a wall hanging. At first I thought I was going to do bed size, but it takes so long. Each square takes 45 minutes for me to do, so I kind of gave up on the big size and went for a smaller one, and then that's when I put the pictures in it. This one's going to be more like a lap size or a table cover. You can use it for a tablecloth if you want to. People make cuddle quilts just to cuddle on the couch with. They make bed quilts. They make quilts for children, Halloween matching pillowcases. I mean, it just goes on and on, and people just like to do it by hand because you can't buy this quality anywhere. We carry the highest quality fabric that you can buy, and it's going to stand up under washings and laundering and everything. So they want the best, you know, to put into their projects. When
I was walking around the store taking pictures, and I was eavesdropping, a lot of the women are talking. Yeah. And I met two ladies, and they go, God, we can just spend hours and hours in here and just finding something new or different. And the other woman said, I do. I do, yeah. And I just started laughing. What is the addiction? You know, how does something like this become so addictive?
I don't know. I mean, that's a good question. Mine started when I was about 13, when I was in junior high, and I had my first sewing class, and that's when it started. And I've never given up my sewing. So I'm 62, so I've never given it up since then. So it's just a fascination. They come up with different, like this has they call mirror ball dots, so there's a sheen on there that they put on the fabric that's a sheen.
This looks so intricate.
Yeah, and it's not.
Beautiful.
This is not a hard class. It's foundation piece, so you're sewing on this side and you're following, you know, the lines. This is something that Judy sells, or did sell. And then you come out with the perfect points, because it's hard to get your points to come up perfect if you're doing this without the foundation. So it looks very intimidating, and then you take a class on it. It's one of my most popular classes, and theirs come out perfect too. Wow. So it's really fun. I tried to get my husband, I said, I will teach you how to quilt. Maybe I'll share my stash with you, I don't know, but you know, he won't do it. So.
Do you offer a men's class?
We have lots of men that come in and quilt, and a lot of them, interestingly enough, have been engineers. And so they're in that realm of making things work and fit. And they love it. So yeah, we have probably a handful of men that quilt.
You mentioned that it's easy and people come in and it comes out perfect. So you're telling me a novice like myself that's never taken a sewing class and barely finding out what a quilt even is, that I could come in
and learn.
learn.
You can. If you can do a straight stitch on the machine, you have to be able to sew straight on the machine, but that's just a basic thing. And it's like driving a car. You know, it's got a pedal.
Right.
It's got, ours machines have a switch you can make it half speed. So if you tend to speed, we'll put you on half speed if you're going too fast.
Yeah, but something like this, I can really see the value of it because I'm really old-fashioned, old school. And when I look at having a family, to be able to pass down something that's beautiful, something that's memorable.
That's part of it.
We can all go to a store and buy something and give to somebody, however, but to make it yourself and have the family pictures in them, that's something that can be handed down from generation to generation.
Yes, it can, and that's part of the quilting. We have here 5,000 bolts of fabric.
Wow.
So people, if they've never been here before, they're kind of amazed.
Yeah, I was looking at everything. They got cosmic fabrics, a lot of green, and chickens and puppies. I was looking at this one. It says Petaluma chicken quilt.
Yes.
And it sounds almost perfect for the butter and eggs parade coming up in the not too distant future.
The lady who quilted it, this is the quilting, and I said, just think chicken feathers when you quilt it.
Yeah.
Just think about chicken. I just gave her free reign. This is Kathy Martin. She's a quilter. She's a well-known quilter, and she does a fabulous job. So I just give her my quilts and say, like, she'll quilt this one, and I'll just say, do whatever you want, whatever you think is best. She knows what I like.
So you gave her free range chickens?
Yes, those are free range chickens, yes.
Cage free, just...
Yes.
Tricks of the trade. What are some tips that you would recommend if people are already quilters or people are getting into quilting?
Know where your 1/4 inch is on your machine. That's a biggie. Take a piece of graph paper and put it under your machine 1/4 inch and put your needle down on that and lower your presser foot and find out where your 1/4 inch is. People think they know where it is. And then when you start taking all these seams, if you're off a little bit on every seam, it multiplies.
Wow.
So you can really be off just on your 1/4 inch. Rotary cutters. We have rotary cutters now. We don't cut with scissors anymore. We cut with rotary cutters. They're very fast. They're very efficient. You have a mat that you put down that's special that the blade can hit and it won't hurt the blade, and rulers. And so we cut everything with a rotary cutter now. Okay. Whereas we used to use scissors and it would take forever. I can
see myself. If it's something like it's you start, if you get a puzzle, and this happened to me before.
It's very much like a puzzle.
Yeah. A friend of mine got me a puzzle, and I was like, I'm not going to do a puzzle. She started working on it and put a couple pieces together, and she goes, oh, forget it. And she just left it on the table. I could not sleep that night. I was like a child, just putting it together.
It's fun.
Yeah, so
that's what quilting's a lot like, doing a puzzle. And believe me, women might not pay $6.99 at the grocery store for grapes, but they'll pay $12.99 a yard for fabric and not think about it. You know, I mean, it's their passion and they love it. And we might not use the piece of fabric right away. When people come through the counter, I always say, well, what are you using the fabric for? And different answers are, do I have to have a reason? You know, or I'm putting it in my stash, I'm stash building. Or I have a quilt that I'm working on and this is going to fit into it. I think, I'm not sure. And if not, I'll put it in my stash. So every quilter that I know has a stash of fabric at home.
You offer classes, you mentioned?
Yes, we have classes. They go on a 4-month schedule. Every 4 months we put out. We're due to put out a new one in May. And we offer all kinds of classes. We just kind of come up with whatever we're going to teach. And like, I'll probably offer this one again because it's so popular, the Day of the Dead. Yeah. It's called Day of the Dead or New York Beauty. And
this is beautiful. This is really
that's a fun one. I think my nieces will fight over that one because they remember, you know, my parents, and my kids don't remember my parents.
So how do you get these pictures on there?
There is a lovely paper that we sell that's called Printed Treasures, and you put it into your photocopy machine and you put the pictures on top and you hit the button.
Really? Just like that?
Just like that.
And you've got the rhinestones in there, all these gems, these intricacies. Even the skulls have eyes.
Yeah, that's fun. I was doing that this morning. We use these. This is one of the tools that you use, and it's just it's a heat setter, and you pick up the rhinestone and you wait until it gets hot enough, and then you just put it down where you want to, and it's real easy. And I use the high quality rhinestones. They're the Swarovski crystals. So
that's beautiful, and they stay on there. They stay on there well.
Oh, you can't get them off.
Really?
You could wash this; they won't come off.
That you know what? Quilting might be in my future.
You can embellish a jacket. We can embellish your hat, and you could wash it, and it would be okay.
I was in Las Vegas a couple of months back. I went to one of those really fancy stores, and they had this beautiful shirt. It was just a black shirt. It might have been silk, and they had Swarovski crystals all up and down it. You know, whether they be embellishing the collar, etc.
Right.
And that shirt was going for like $1,000.
Oh my
for a shirt.
Oh my goodness.
It was a beautiful shirt. So now with something like this, you could decorate clothing perhaps or something?
Yeah, you could do jeans. I mean, you can do anything. You can do binders, jeans, your wallet, whatever you want to put them on, and they'll stick to anything.
So, you know, that would be another fun class. I think a lot of Petalumians would love to be able to see how they can decorate their jeans more, especially the ladies.
Yeah, you
even
can bring
the guys.
in tennis shoes. You could decorate tennis shoes with them, anything.
How fun!
And they don't come off. They really don't. I've gotten them in the wrong place, and then I have a pair of tweezers, and boy, you really have to pull real hard to even get them off. Yeah. So.
And I know upcoming this week we have a class you're going to be teaching at Sonoma Cutlery.
Oh yes, I'm going to do some. Yeah, I'm going to do a presentation of some grandmother flower garden hexagon pieces, and I have some in the back room. If you want to stop the tape, and I'll go get them.
Yeah, let's
hold them up.
Let's get them.
Okay. These are called grandmother hexagons, and it's a paper piece underneath there on all of them. So they come packaged like this, and you sit there. It's all done by hand. Everything done here is done by hand stitching.
Okay.
And you sit there and you cover them and baste them, and then you sew this one to this one, and just keep going around until you get to the center one, and then you leave one open and go in and sew the center one. This is made. I like to go to the thrift stores and buy embroidered things that someone else has embroidered,
right.
And then you can set that in the middle if you want to. So they're fun. They form different patterns. This is just the scalloping that was on the fabric, and so if you cut it evenly, you can form a pattern with it. This one forms another pattern with the polka dots and the flowers going all the way around. This is just sitting in the evening watching TV with the family and doing this. So it's a lot of fun. I don't like to be idle.
You're a mover and a shaker?
I can't stand to sit there and do nothing.
So everybody out there, if you're just watching television...
You're wasting time.
Wasting time! And you don't have something as beautiful as this to show for it, you need to come in here and try some of this quilting.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's people come in and they try something like this, and then you see them that come back. And in the course of 2 weeks, they've come in and got 6 packages of these because they're using them up, and they can't stop.
Right. So. I can start to see what all the other ladies out there were talking about, the addiction, and how you can just sit here and spend so much time, hours and hours, looking at the thousands of fabric rolls and the patterns and there seems like there was a library in the back with all the books.
Lots of books with ideas. Yeah, and then if you're looking for something, and maybe you're going to come in and you're looking for a particular item, you're looking for birds. So you're going to do a quilt and you want to put all kinds of birds in it, so then you're on the hunt. And you go from fabric store to fabric store and you're looking for the birds, the right birds to put into your quilt, because if you're a scrappy quilter like I am, then you want as many as possible. They're different fabrics. So it's the hunt that's fun.
So it's not just the destination, it's the journey to get it.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. So, you know, for those that are interested more in quilting and want to get some information, of course, you're always welcome to come here and speak to you. And come check out Sonoma Cutlery, where Barbara herself will be teaching and explaining a lot more about this and several other tools in the quilting world.
Yes, I am going to be giving away at the store some coupons for people if they want to come in and check the shop out, and the coupon's worth a fat quarter, which is a half a yard cut in half, and then we fold it a special way. And so if they just come to visit the shop, if they've come to the event, then they get a free coupon for a fat quarter.
There you go, coupon for a fat quarter.
Check out the store.
And I was pleasantly surprised. This store is huge.
Yes.
It's huge. I walked in and I saw a little bit, and then it just keeps going back.
That's what everybody says. Oh, there's more. It goes all the way back there.
There's another room in the back and some more there, and it seems like there's a little area for the kids to play.
There's a kids play area, that's true. I have a little studio in the back. That's my little, where I ran and got these from, my little private studio where I occasionally get some time to sew. So, yeah, it's a big store. Awesome.
Come on down. You have to check this place out. If you haven't been, come, and maybe quilting can be your next wonderful addiction.
Yes, it is an addiction.
That you can pass down from, whether it be a pleasant hobby while you're watching television, or something as beautiful with this, with your pictures of your family and friends, and pass it down for generations to come. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Wiki. It was great.
Awesome.